Ed here with the Digital Digest, and today I wanted to share a quick unboxing and first look at two brand new accessories from UURIG for the Sony A7 Mark III and of course the A7R Mark III, and I see no reason why they wouldn't work with the Sony A9. So what we've got is a camera cage. This is a full body cage, and then a top handle, a universal ARRI locating camera top handle. In terms of pricing, we're looking at under 40 US for the cage, so very affordable, and under 26 US for the top handle. And this is an advance for UURIG, and I really like what they've been making. Again, this was provided to me for review purposes, and when you think about the fact that they're undercutting small rig and doing so, I would say in a very competent capacity, it does make for a compelling offering. So here we've got that top handle. Again, it is ARRI compatible, so that's very nice. Their previous top handle was not. And then here is that full body cage. And even though we've got some brand new cameras being announced by Sony, in fact, the announcement is imminent, I still think this is, in my opinion, the Sony A7R Mark III is the most competent and capable piece of hardware that I have in my arsenal. And I think for many, the A7 Mark III is that camera as well. So I think this is a great pickup for anyone who needs a cage. You've got, again, ARRI capability on this as well. You have 3/8 as well as quarter mount capabilities all over the body, and at least at first sight, of course, nothing is impeded with this cage. So well made. You've got a cold shoe mount right here for a top mounted microphone, some UURIG branding, and it does come with a cold shoe adapter right there and the necessary Allen keys in order to mount this thing. And I mean, it looks good for what it is. I believe this mounts right here, so let's get down to business. So I'm gonna right now start off by mounting the actual top handle, which should just thread. And again, I like what they're doing because they are putting together a really full-featured lineup of accessories that are well-made, solid, and you're not going to necessarily see that for someone or manufacturer that's actually, again, coming in less than already the lowest current bidder, which is small rig. So altogether, I believe they sell this as a complete cage package. I think it's a little under 70 US dollars, which is a bargain. I think that the competing product for this is probably closer to, I'm guessing off the top, but I think it's around 90 US. So when you think of that, I mean, that is a very compelling offer. Now, got to make sure not to scratch my body, of course, sliding it in here. And it looks like am I in? Question for the ages, right? Not quite yet. Let's see here. Don't want any damage being done. No, it looks like I am for the most part. I mean, yeah. So let's go ahead and screw this down. Get the needed Allen key right here. And let's see if I'm threading. I should be. Let's see. Yep, I am. And so far, most of the accessories that I've gotten from UURIG have been solid, so that's the reason that I am willing to continue to review products from them. As those of you already know who subscribe to my channel, I do not bother with products that I wouldn't purchase with my own money. That doesn't mean that there haven't been some things sent to me that I initially thought were going to be great that weren't necessarily at the end of the day, but this is a cage. This is a pretty straightforward accessory, and from the looks of it, I mean, it offers everything that you would probably want in the form of a cage. Now, as far as the handle, it does not have to be top mounted like this. You do not have to go with the top mount. You can mount this to the side of the camera, of course, as well. We've got a position right there, so you have a threaded hole right there if you want to side mount it. But the top mount is the way I would go. It is a little front heavy. It is tipping a little bit, but not a big deal. I mean, this really is a complete cage, as far as I can see, for the Sony A7 Mark III, A7R Mark III, and again, I don't see why it wouldn't work with the A9. So you have access to your memory slot bay, you have access to everything on the bottom, your battery bay, completely accessible, as well as all of the ports on the other side, which is really where everything else happens on this camera in terms of your monitoring jack, microphone, Type-C, all of those things live on the left side of the Sony A7R Mark III. So again, if you're looking for a cage that is affordable, competent, and that you're going to be able to accessorize to your heart's content, this is looking like a great option for, again, under 40 and under 26 US dollars altogether, giving you pretty much everything you're going to need to mount a microphone, mount a monitor, and any other accessories that you could be thinking of that you want to throw into the mix. So, I mean, it looks good. I like what I see here. I'm going to get to using it, but again, for the build quality, price point, I don't think you're going to beat what UURIG has put together here, and that's the reason I was interested in reviewing it. So there it is again, the UURIG full cage for the A7 Mark III, compatible with the R Mark III and A9, and their brand new handle, which I have to say, the redesign is nice. Not that different, but adding the ARRI capability is critical for the market that they're going after, so it makes perfect sense outside of that falling forward front heavy issue, which again is going to be offset by the larger lens. But when you're actually using this, you're really not going to have a problem with this in terms of it being a little top heavy and falling forward. And this is, by the way, the Zeiss FE 16 to 35. For those of you that are wondering. Any questions or comments, please feel free to post them. Hit that like button. And as usual, please feel free to subscribe. Later.